Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the Voice of Reason. Today we are continuing our ongoing coverage of the civil war taking place inside of the former state of Ethiopia. And as we understand today, heavy fighting continues on various fronts to include close to the southeastern quadrant of the ongoing operation by the Tigrayan Defense Forces to push deeper into the Amhara region. We continue to hear about fighting taking place near Weldia and to the northeast near Lalibela and Sokoto, continuing at this point. More interestingly, we are watching very closely what is happening along the B30 highway within the vicinity of Addi, Arkay. So we know now that within the last 48 hours plus, a very large contingent of Abiy loyalist forces pressed their way up and engaged the Tigrayan Defense Forces near Addi, Arkay. It sounds like at that point the Tigrayan Defense Forces then withdrew or were militarily defeated in ongoing fighting taking place near Addi, Arkay. And we know now that the units of the TDF that were stationed and were providing the covering force for any sort of offensive operation up the B30 highway by the Abiy loyalist formations withdrew further to the northeast towards May Samre in this area here. So we do know that after allegedly taking control of Addi, Arkay, we are not certain if the city has been completely cleared of Tigrayan Defense Forces at this point, but we do know that there were large elements of Abiy loyalist formations in this area, and they continue to steadily push up the B30 highway. Now, we have received reports that there is continued fighting taking place along the B30 highway all the way up towards May Samre. Now, with that being said, we are also hearing reports that the Tigrayan Defense Forces may have launched an operation and came in behind the Abiy loyalist forces located here at Addi, Arkay, and then cut off the main B30 highway that runs kind of from the south to this to the north east into the Tigray region proper. So this is a very, very fluid engagement that is going on right now. You also have to understand that in previous operations that have taken place, we have seen this before, where ENDF, Abiy loyalist forces, would rapidly move into an area, and then those forces would then be cut off by Tigrayan Defense Forces acting in an unconventional manner. We are seeing elements of both conventional fighting taking place on both sides, more or less by the Abiy loyalist forces. Obviously, they have the advantage in terms of mechanization. They have the advantage of tanks, armored fighting vehicles, and artillery, and they are using that to the best of their advantage. But in this area, it's very, very hilly. And at the same time, we do see the Tigrayan Defense Forces using both conventional attack methods and defensive methods, but we're also seeing unconventional methods as well. For instance, we believe there could be the possibility that the Tigrayan Defense Forces did make efforts to defend Addi, Arkay, but then withdrew in an unconventional manner, allowing those Abiy loyalist forces to enter Addi, Arkay. Furthermore, once the Abiy loyalist forces consolidated their position in Addi, Arkay and then moved to the northeast towards May Samre, where we know there was continued fighting going on. And what we're hearing is as these columns were moving up the B30 highway, the Tigrayan Defense Forces were attacking these columns in an unconventional manner, using ambush tactics to engage those forces moving up this B-30 highway. And we do understand that the Abiy loyalist forces have taken extensive casualties in this ongoing campaign. Furthermore, it is reported that the Tigrayan Defense Forces then moved in from the east of Addi and then severed the B-30 highway, disallowing further reinforcements and supplies to come to the aid of the Abiy loyalist forces that had moved in and consolidated its positions near Addi and further north towards May Samre. So again, a very, very fluid situation right now, trying to ascertain if in fact the Tigrayan Defense Forces have cut off the Abiy loyalist forces and quite possibly have blown this bridge over this river that you see here, and are now preventing the Abiy loyalist forces from being resupplied. Again, we saw this in previous campaigns where large elements of the ENDF or the Abiy loyalist forces were cut off by unconventional means by the Tigrayan Defense Forces, and then ultimately surrendering in ongoing engagements. There was a reason why at the time of the ending of the last set of engagements, there were more than 10,000 ENDF Abiy loyalist prisoners of war located near Mekelle. And it was because of those envelopment operations that the Tigrayan Defense Forces utilized against the Abiy loyalist forces. Now we'll have to see what exactly is going to occur and what is taking place when we get more and further information. Ultimately, we'll have to see what pans out near May Samre, if in fact the Abiy loyalist forces continue to try to move northeast or pivot and try to clear of the Tigrayan Defense Forces that have moved into their rear to the southeast of Addi. But we're going to watch this very, very closely, and obviously when we get more information, we will bring that to you. We're also receiving reports of continued very heavy fighting taking place along the northern parts of the shared Eritrean-Tigray border at multiple points along the border with the Eritrea, such as near Shiraro and places further both to the east and in some cases to the west as well. And there continues to be fighting in western Tigray as well, as Tigrayan Defense Forces that were operating across the border in Sudan continue to conduct operations against the Abiy loyalist forces and the Eritrean army in western Tigray. We believe that those forces as well that are operating in the Sudan are operating in an unconventional manner and are not utilizing conventional methods to take and seize control of territory at this time. So very, very interesting campaign thus far. Kind of in the west, we're seeing more of an unconventional campaign by the Tigrayan Defense Forces, engaging the forces of the Abiy loyalists and the Amhara regional militias. In the east and southeast, in this area towards Kobo and south towards Weldia, we saw a very much conventional campaign, with the TDF even using tanks, armored vehicles, and heavy artillery in its operations to press south deeper and deeper into the Amhara region. So that is currently where things stand for today. We are going to continue to monitor, report, and bring you more content for your consumption. So again, thank you for joining us today, and as always, have a good day.